Morning guys, I need this. Trying to get some shots of the planes while we went on a little dog walk. It's a really good field over there because it's basically on the approach to the runway, so you can actually get like side-on shots of the planes coming in. But unfortunately I didn't catch anything interesting. It's just like Ryanair after Ryanair, one after the other. So I don't know, now and again you get this like massive great cargo plane coming in or something like different. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I'm going to keep taking the camera every time we go over there, and then yeah, hopefully I'll catch something interesting. Anyway, I've been thinking more about the trailer, and I've ordered an inverter now, which is pretty cool. So it's like just a 1 kilowatt inverter. I don't think I need anything more at the moment. It's pretty good, pretty cheap anyway. But it's a pure sine wave one, so I was kind of doing a bit more research into it. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Should be turning up tomorrow. But meanwhile, I'm going to try something else because I was going to go for a little rip on the quad bike tonight, if the weather stays good. And yeah, and I want to have a go at charging it off of the battery in the trailer. What I'm going to need to do is use this charger in here. Right, so obviously I've got I had these 4mm connectors on here, so I've just basically tried to crimp these on the end of here, and my things just got jammed. So yeah, it's not really working. Got them out, so that'll be good. I can just put them straight onto the battery. One of these as well. Pretty useful. I think I might have just salvaged that off of an old skateboard power supply, but it's got the wires already there, so job's a good one. Do this properly, get some heat shrink on there. It's not a very powerful iron, this one. My other iron's still out of action. Not bad for a bodge job. Wire this charger directly straight to the battery, and that way, not going through the charge controller or anything like that, it's not going to handle the current. Lights are going to go out, I can see it. How is that even possible? Oh, because we're running on one parallel bank. Charger's on. Okay, so this, quite like these screw terminals on these. Oh, there you go, that's going to go out. Glad it's only 12 volts. My meter's reset as well, which is good. Actually, let's turn this off and see what... I was hoping to see the current. Yeah, really, I needed to come from this side, didn't I, to have the current going through there. That meter, oh well. Right, so I need to set up a new battery type on here, or a new battery memory. Hang on a minute. LiPo, I need to change it to lithium ion, ideally. Why would it do lithium ion? I think we've got to do lithium, I think we've just got to leave it on LiPo actually. LiPo, and then it's going to be a 13S, capacity is 1600 or 16 ampere, 16,000. We'll have to try this. Charge current, need to set that. Probably just take it down to like 10 amps. Don't think it'll reach that actually, anyway, because it's only a 500 watt charger. Let's plug it into the battery and see what happens. "12 cells. Okay, so I've got it going. Basically, what I had to do is set LiPo 13S because it's a 48.1 volt nominal battery, but the maximum charge voltage of these cells is 4.2. So if you do 13 times 4.2, it's 54.6. So it's definitely a 13S pack. I had to double check because I just couldn't remember. And now this is charging 1 amp. So there's not that far to go, and it's going to obviously cut off at 54 volts. So yeah, this should charge it up just fine. The good thing about this as well,
is we'll be able to see what's actually going into the battery. So it's pretty charged at the moment, it's saying 77%. And this will be really useful actually, because what I want to do, because I haven't got a meter on the quad bike anymore, I haven't got like any way of measuring the current, and I'm doing some pretty kind of long trips, I don't want to get stranded. So the idea is, if I use this charger, I can actually see after, you know, a kind of little run, I can see how much capacity I've used out of the battery, and also see what the total capacity of the battery actually is on a pretty deep discharge. So you can see this charger's put in about 37 milliamps so far. What's also really cool is this is completely powering on energy that I've basically got from the sun, so that's pretty neat as well. I was looking for how many amps it's actually drawing from the batteries here, so 4 amps, so yeah, 4.2 amps, so yeah, it's taking a little bit of current out of the batteries. I don't know how long it's going to hold up on this, we'll have to see. Give me a good idea of how good these batteries in there actually are.
Right, it's the next day now, guys. I didn't go out on the quad bike last night. I was going to, but we just started watching Stranger Things on Netflix because Sarah's mum hasn't seen it, so we thought we'd just start that again. And I'd just forgotten basically everything that had happened, so yeah, it's worth watching. But anyway, today I've got to go out. It's Saturday today. I've got to go and try and get my hair cut because it's just getting out of control. And yeah, I'm going to go on the bike because Sarah's taking the car. But I'm probably not going to film like do another riding all the way through thing. I'll probably just take a GoPro and just, you know, do little snippets or something like that. And then after that, I think I'm probably going to obviously come back, and then I might take the quad bike out, because this was meant to be about the quad bike, this video. But so remember, I was charging the quad bike last night. I just left it on, and it put in like nearly 2 amp hours, and I'm pretty sure I just had like a little run on it before the, you know, since the last charge. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So it definitely put in, you know, more than the sort of normal plug-in charger. Anyway, I need to get this barnet shot. I'm going to switch over to the GoPro. Good to go. Got my hair cut and now it's raining. So I'm just going to pop in here. It's always the way, innit? The one time I don't have my waterproofs on. It's like the sun's coming out now, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stick it on charge now. Oh guys, I've spotted something a bit suspect. Look at this. It's to do with this connection here. Oh, can't believe it. Well, I'm gonna have to leave that for now because I need to run the quad bike. Okay, let's turn it on. I just realised all this green plastic has just broken. What do you think, guys? Do you think I can get across there? Let's have a go. Oh, holy sh! Yeah, probably not actually. I keep getting this problem where the chain comes off when it puts itself under too much strain. I think the chain's too loose. It's the best way to go. Down to the end and then back round, I suppose. Nice place to view the approach up here. Right, so I was riding along and everything's just basically cut out, and I'm not entirely sure why yet. It's a bit strange.
I've tried sort of obviously turning it off, turning it back on again, but the problem is I've disconnected everything. I've disconnected the actual controller from the battery, and there's still nothing showing on the battery. If you look in there, you can see this. On my finger is there's a little button, and you should, when you push that, you should see that some life on the battery, but the battery's just showing completely nothing. It's weird because this thing only draws like 30 amps maximum. It's quad bike, so this battery's more than capable of that, unless it's you know, gone down in capacity. But I don't know, it's very strange. So yeah, this is a bit of a problem because I'm probably about a mile away, less than a mile away from home, but yeah, I can't get across this field. To weigh up the options, I don't know what the options are. Really, I need to get it over there. I don't think there's any chance of getting this going again without tools and figuring out what the actual problem is. I suppose what I could do is take the battery out if I can. It's got cable ties all around it, so it's going to be tough to get out. Take the battery out, take it home, and then plug it in and see if it comes back to life. And if not, then we're screwed. If it does work, then I can then figure out, maybe there's a fuse, maybe the fuse is blown in the actual battery itself. Right, okay, we're gonna have to get to work because I can't be doing this all afternoon. So these are the cable ties that hold it in. I've got my one of my little tools that I use that was in my wallet. Fortunately I've got that, because otherwise I don't think I'll be able to get these off. If I can break that. Right, that's one off. Let's try and get this one off as well. To be fair, this is the first time that I've actually ever broken down on any of these vehicles properly, and then with not much hope of being able to. God, this is tough on this one. Right, that's made a little nig in it. That'll come off. That one done. One more. Got it out. So I think I'm going to drag the quad bike over this mud and take it over there. Now at least it's in the right place when I come back. Stay safe, little quad bike. No way I was going to drag that. It's literally still too heavy. Even without the battery, I'll still be carrying the battery anyway, so this is annoying. I just don't know why this would have happened. I'm just thinking I was going over some pretty rough ground and it was slowing down quite a bit, so I reckon the current was just shot up, and it's maybe, you know, because I've come quite a long way, all the way down there basically, and yeah, I think it's probably just used a bit too much current for a bit too much time, and probably I don't know, blown something or tripped the BMS. Hoping it's just the BMS just tripping out, because then I can just put this on charge quickly and just get it up to voltage. That should reset, well, just by plugging in the charger should actually just reset the BMS. That's not too bad, it's not too bad. Only to walk around here and then out that gate. It's just completely dead. Right, I'm back. So let's see what's up. So I've got the mains charger, just going to plug it in. Nothing at all. Seems like it's charging there. Perhaps this output is wired via this fuse in here. Fuse is reading okay. It's not that then. Oh, this is annoying. Now the only way out of this is going to be to... It looks to me like the BMS is completely busted. It's getting very hot in here. Let's try voltage on here. Oh, there's voltage on there, nominal voltage as well, which would explain things because it was charging, wasn't it? I'm not sure how much current I can pull from there. If I can at all. I think we're going to have to go inside the battery and see what's going on. I reckon I've blown the BMS. I can't believe this. This is always the problem. Battery pack. It was quite warm. I think I need to undo this, sorry. Something's happened. I don't know what. Let's have a look at this closely. So basically no voltage there. There's the problem. Solder joint. Solder joint then. All that rattling about basically. All that rattling about. It's never what you think. Somebody said this the other day. I don't even know how I'm going to get this out. Like that. Just a weak point in the chain. So if we go to there you go. It's come alive. Look, it's on one bar as well. Crikey. So options. Keep the key switch. Oh, look at that. The fuse isn't even wired up. Oh my god. Makes you laugh, doesn't it? Let's give that a bit of charge. I can't really solder on there. It's not going to be good soldering onto that with this little rubbish iron. I think I'm going to have to bypass that switch until later and just connect them together with something trustworthy. I'll just solder the two wires together. Never really did like this switch anyway. Do you know what? I actually had a couple of moments where it cut out before, and this is basically what this is the problem, isn't it? Right, so let's disconnect that for the minute because I don't want any sort of issue, ground issue coming back or something. This is like the worst solder joint I think I've ever done. Oh, that'll have to do for now. Loads of insulating tape around that. I honestly thought it was going to be like the BMS or something. I was thinking I was going to have to bypass the BMS. But it's just the rattling around has just caused this wire to come off. I wonder if any of these other ones are loose. The soldering's sort of okay. It's a bit questionable. But right, so we've got that in there. We've got one bar of light, one bar of charge showing there, which don't seem like an awful lot either, really. But it should be enough. So let's wire this in, get it uncharged whilst I'm doing it, just get some extra charge in there. Go, go, go. Come on, why aren't you starting? These chargers annoy me. They've got some sort of sensitive or some kind of sensing that senses when it, I don't know what it senses, but it basically means it doesn't charge if you don't get it exactly the right. I'll probably come back to this and do something a bit better with this, but for now, just to get you home. Right, so let's just make sure we've definitely got power on these ones here. Looking good. So I need cable ties and a few cable ties. Right, let's go and rescue the quad. FedEx is coming in. Whoa, swaying about in the wind there. Quad bike's still there. I don't think there'll be many people around here, to be honest. Oh, that is such a beast. I don't think that's the biggest one though. No, get back in and have a cup of tea over this now. I'm hoping I can just go all the way round. I'm hoping I've got enough power to as well. No one stole you. You probably don't even know what you are. Right, so I actually went in that way, and then I kind of balanced it, had it touch through that little hole there, and then just tie back that. This was only really meant as a test, this when I put this battery in. Right, a get you home job. Oh, can you imagine how annoying it'd be if like one of these had come out and I didn't bring a screwdriver with me. Nice little click, and we're back. Yeah, so 2.5 miles I'd done before it broke. Moral of the story is to not have loads and loads of blooming connections on a system like this unless you make sure that, you know, it's done properly. This thing's a real powerhouse. It's doing this on just 30 amps as well, which is just stunning really. If I get this up to about 60 amps or something, it will be an absolute insane machine. How about straight across here? Whoa! Oh my god. Ah, nearly made it. Power through. Oh man, the chain's come off. Oh, this is too much fun. It's not usually this unreliable, guys. I think I'm just pushing it to beyond its limits. Come on guys, go, 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 go. That's it, it's on. It's on. Little goat in there. Hello goat.